Hi, my name is Kat, and I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on August, hi Cassie, August 8th, 2018. And yes, I have a very yelly cat. I just got home from work and she's like, I want attention. But I had my surgery on 8/8/18, and I had a starting high weight. When I started the program, I was at 370. I am 5 feet 5 inches tall, and I had a surgery weight of 320. I lost 50 pounds with going on both the diet that my program recommended and then sort of switching to keto, pretty much exactly, which they don't recommend, but really worked well for me. Um, Sorry, I'm just going to hold Cassie. So that was my 320 was my surgery weight, and I am, as of today, 291.4, which is a loss of 2.6 pounds for the week and a total loss of 87.6. And then if you're, want to know the exact data, it's also 26.8 pounds from surgery. So I know some people don't like to count the pre-surgery loss, but I worked really hard for that, and I'm counting every little bit. But yeah, so the surgery so far, this is week 7. I don't think I said that, but this is my 7th week out. And yeah, I kind of hope to be further along. Next week is my 8th week. It's not my 2 month because that doesn't line up that way. But I'm going to be going away for the first time and not eating food that is controlled. Like I go out to eat. Like my program says, you shouldn't go out to a restaurant for 6 months. They don't want you to eat out for 6 months. I think that's completely unrealistic. I I don't go out all the time, but I do usually go out maybe twice a week. Uh, my husband and I have sort of a standing date at Chipotle, and frankly, I just get meat and cheese at the go up, and I'm like, I'd like a bowl. What did you like in your bowl? I would like barbacoa and cheese. And it's like, what kind of rice? No rice. What kind of beans? No beans. No lettuce. No anything. All I can have is protein right now. So I get those two things, and then I have a little bit of guacamole from my husband's guacamole. Um, but and I usually a portion that I get there will last me for 4 meals. So hey, it's a good value, even if they charge me double meat, which they have on occasion. But yeah, I do that all the time. I've gone out for burgers. We went out to Five Guys this past weekend, and I'll get a burger with a cheeseburger, no bun, and I'll eat until I feel full. I'm not measuring that. See, that the weird part is I'm not measuring that, but I'll eat slowly and until I feel full, and any extra food I'll either take home or I'll give to my husband because he's eating keto, but I'm eating keto too, and he can eat the stuff that I'm not doing, and or the stuff that's too much for me. And it's usually like a third of a burger. Like he gets 2 patties if we're at Five Guys, and I just get the 1 patty, and then I don't eat all of it, and I give it to him. So it works well. If we were going someplace where they had really large portions, I would probably just have some of his and not even bother ordering my own or take it home. Um, but yeah, it's working really well. I think it's completely unrealistic to say you can't eat out for 6 weeks, but going on this trip, and stop biting me. She wants me to pet her, so when I stop petting her, she starts biting my fingers to make me pet her again. Uh, it is not the nice thing to do. But it feels different going away, and I'll have access to a mini fridge, but I'm going to be at a place that doesn't have, like if I was going to Vegas or something where there was just a lot of options right around, it would be one thing, but I'm going to a conference, and the conference is the food that's available. And I did talk to the person running the conference, and sort of explains that I'm going to need to have access to a protein, and only a protein um, for every meal. And I even said I need it to be kind of soft, like a hamburger is fine, but it can't be like really hard or dry. And she said that it wouldn't be a problem, but I'm still kind of stressed about it. So I'm bringing some protein powders that, I usually, when I drink a protein shake, it's a pre-mixed protein shake. Those are really hard to travel with. So I've got some protein powders that you mix with water, and I got a little tiny, it's not an immersion blender, it's more of a coffee frother. That's hard to say, coffee frother. But I figure at least it's something more than just shaking it. So I have that as well. I actually am so excited. I'm excited because I've been in the keto community for a while, and there is a guy called Keto Savage, and he makes shelf-stable keto bricks, and it sounds just yummy, doesn't it? But it's supposed to be a meal replacement. I think it's supposed to be a complete day eating meal replacement. Maybe not. Yeah, I think you're just supposed to eat one of them a day, and it is 1,000 calories and perfect keto macros. Yeah, I'm not going to eat a full brick, but if I was able to, this is the first time I was even able to order it, and I haven't tasted it yet, but I ordered a bunch of them because I think my husband will like them, and if they don't, if neither of us like it, I think it's going to be fairly easy to find other people who want to buy it because they're incredibly hard to get. Like I've tried 3 or 4 other times, one because it's a small guy making these himself, and they make a batch and then they send them out, and if you don't get there in the first like hour that they're on sale, you're not getting them. So I was lucky I got them. I have never had them. It's sort of like a mystery, and when they come I will I'm hoping they come before I go, which next time I record this is going to be weird because I'm going to record it. I'm going to go come home from work, record my thing, go straight to group after that, and then the very next morning I leave for this trip. So if they come in time, I will take one with me. Since it's shelf stable, I can just keep it in my luggage and then be able to keep it in my room. And if I don't feel like a meal has been what I need, then have that instead. But I also have some of my favorite keto snacks. I have front porch pecans, and I just get the sea salt variety. I love those. So I have some pecans. I have some, I want to say Umberto pepperoni jerky. So good. It's very dry, but I haven't had a problem with it. And it's all protein and fat. Like I'm really concentrating on things that, the fat I'm okay with because I'm keto. I know my program is not okay with it. But the protein is what I'm really looking at, and I'm trying to. But my program also doesn't like you to take protein shakes, but they want you to, and they don't give you a limit for protein. Like I've seen a lot of people go, oh, I have to get 65 grams of protein in, and I don't have a number that I'm supposed to get in. I'm just supposed to, try to pick, eat protein first and pretty much solo. So I really do that most of the time. I will say that I'll have some guac with my barbacoa, but it's cheese and meat. Cheese and meat. That's what I eat. Cheese and meat. So I'm very fond of that protein. So I'm excited about that. I also got some. This is a very occasional treat. I finally got some of the Lily's chocolate bars, and I got the caramelized salt one. It's very good, and it's funny because half of the bar is a serving according to the back of the label. I eat like, and like a row is like 4 pieces in a row, and I think there's 3 rows in half of the bar. It's 3 or 4 rows. I'm not quite sure, but that's. I take like 2 of these pieces. and that's all I take. I was like, 2 of these pieces, that's good. I feel good. I just want the taste. And I don't want to, I don't fill up on them like I have them after, um, I've eaten. And I've just always had, like, growing up, we had dessert after lunch and dessert after dinner. I usually don't need anything after lunch anymore, but after dinner, at the end of the day, I just want a little something sweet. And this is like no real sugar, or like maybe extremely low real sugar. The carbs are completely doable. I've also gotten and liked the Evolved Eating coconut cups, coconut butter cups. They have 3 flavors. I know they have straight up keto cups, and I've heard that those have great macros, but are not sweet at all. And I'm like, no, I need something to be a little sweet. So, very, very, very dark chocolate. These cups, they have a original flavor, which I had today, just pretty much just coconut. I don't love the original flavor. They have a caramel sea salt flavor, which is pretty good. I like that quite a bit. And I've heard that the mint is the best, and I've just got some more in with the mint. So I am psyched for that. Definitely going to try that out. And I'm talking all about food. But this week has been pretty good. Last night was a little weird because I was stressed out. I wasn't feeling great. I had to do this thing online. Where I was part of a meeting online, which is always weird, where everybody else was in one location and I'm in another location. It's just not my favorite thing to do. You just feel separate no matter what. And I had been rushing around to do things before that meeting, and then I had to I brought dinner to the meeting, and then they were late hooking it up, so it was weird. I started to eat some leftover chili, and I think I'm going to let the rest of that chili go, because it didn't taste, just didn't settle well. And I had a couple pork rinds and then some cheese, and none of it really settled well. And I'm just like, okay, like I only had like a couple of bites of the chili, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm done with this. So that's been the only sort of really weird eating thing. And I also was like extremely tired, like, oh, I wonder if that was from the eating, because I have been going to bed regularly and getting some good sleep, and then it was like come like 7:30, I was just like, I am exhausted and I want to go to bed. And I haven't really had that problem, but I've had other friends say, oh, do you get really tired after you eat? I'm like, no, not usually, but yesterday, yeah, the food didn't settle well, and I was just super, super tired. You are just full of it, aren't you? But yeah, so that's that. This is really rambly, I'm sorry. I have been trying to get my exercise in. I'm still sort of doing just walking exercise. Haven't gone to the gym and committed to yet. I've got a very busy October, starting with the trip that I'm going on. And I'll be away, like I leave, well, let me see on the date. Devin, I don't know why he's crying. We've got another cat crying. Everybody's crying. What's your problem? But I leave on my trip on the 4th, and I come back on the 8th, which is my 2-month anniversary. So I don't know if I'll actually be able to get the pictures and the pictures taken. I want to do it on the 8th every month. Take my pictures, take my measurements, and just have that complete thing. So I don't know if I'll actually be able to get all that up on that date, or if I'll end up having it be on the 9th. Which isn't perfect, but you know, it's life. So that's what's going on with me. I hope you guys are all having a great week, and let me know if you have any questions. My scars are still visible, but I'm feeling them less, which is good. I'm looking forward to, after I get to the 2-month mark, like at the 4-week mark, I was able to start with creams, and I'm going to start doing those patches. And I'll be very interested to hear if any of you have have had any experience with the patches going on um, after, um, to see how that works with scars, because they're not horrible, but I do want them. I want less of them. And it'd be nice to have less of them. And it would be it'd be really great to, like I'm worried about the skin, and I know like I'm probably going to have cosmetic surgery to get rid of some of the excess skin after I'm all through with this. And I don't even know what all through with this looks like. I know it's at least a year out. I'm guessing 2, because I want to get down to where I'm comfortable and I want to be at. And yeah, that's going to take a little while. So anyway, um, if you guys have experience with the patches, I would be very interested to hear that. So anyway, have a good week, and I'll see you next week.